A very good morning to all of you. Students, today we are going to begin with the chapter supply. As you all have done chapter demand, supply is exactly the same but reverse to that demand. Supply will be considering in your business studies, distribution, manufacturing, supplier, retail location, raw materials, customer. However, in your economics, it will be different. In your business studies, you understand when the raw materials converted or goes to the supplier, it gets manufactured and then distributed and ultimately reach to the retail location and then to the customer. In the similar way, we are going to study in economics, but we are only going to study the concept between the price of the good and the quantity supplied. Let's have a look over it. Supply. Supply refers to the quantity of a good which a firm is ready to sell at a given price and in a given period of time. If you remember, demand was exactly like the same. Supply is just basic difference is quantity of a good which a firm is ready to sell. In demand, you learned about quantity which is being demanded. So for example, we are ready to sell 1,000 units of bed sheets at the rate of rupees 500 each this year. This becomes the supply for that particular firm. Individual supply. Individual supply, as we discussed in individual demand also, we are having individual supply as well. Individual supply refers to the quantity of a good which a single firm is ready to sell at a given price and in a given period of time. So the basic difference over here is when you're going to consider individual supply, the word associated will be individual over here. For example, in an industry, a single firm is willing to supply 200 units of electric fans at the rate of rupees 600 per fan this year. So this becomes the individual supply for that particular firm. However, when you consider market supply, it will be considering your all the horizontal summation of individual supply. We'll have a look over it as well. For example, individual supply schedule. You are given with price rupees 1. So quantity you're going to supply is 10. Now students, if the price increases to rupees 2, definitely any firm would be willing to sell more because the price has increased. So the quantity supplied will be now 20. And if the price will further increase, so the quantity supplied will be 30. In similar way, price increase will automatically increase the quantity which are going to supply into the market. So in this way, we can learn that price and quantity supplied are directly related to each other. In contrast with, if we remember, we discussed about price and quantity demanded, they were inversely related. If the price was increasing, quantity demanded was less. However, here quantity supplied will be more because from the firm's perspective, from the proprietor's point of view, you're going to decide over here. If the price will increase, you will supply more to earn more and more profit. So our individual supply curve will always be upward sloping, as you can see over here. For example, if the price was 1, quantity supplied was nearby here. If the price increases to 2, so quantity supplied will be further increased to 20. If the price increases to 30, quantity supplied will be further increased to 30. So quantity supplied and price are directly related to each other. This is the reason that individual supply curve will always be upward sloping curve. Moving ahead, price and quantity supplied are directly related as we discussed. More are supplied at a higher price and less at a lower price. So the supply curve slopes upward from left to right. That is, it's an upward sloping curve. Market supply. Market supply refers to the total quantity of a commodity which all the firms in a market together are willing to sell at a given price and in a given period of time. For example, price of umbrella is fixed at rupees 200 per unit. So firm A will sell 100, firm 2 will sell 150 and firm 3 will sell 200. So the market supply or the market demand for that commodity will be 100 plus 150 plus 200. However, market supply for us will be 450 units. Market supply schedule at price 1, quantity A, B, C. Market supply will be 30. Students, definitely each firm will be willing to sell more as prices will be more, so it will increase as you proceed further. So market supply curve will definitely increase again as you proceed towards your quantities. So the horizontal summation 10 plus 5 plus 15 gives you 30. 20 plus 15 plus 25 gives you 60. 30 plus 20 plus 30 gives you 80. This is complete market supply which you are getting by adding at each level of price. So market supply curve will again be upward sloping. However, it will be little flatter than your individual supply curve because it is the horizontal summation of all the quantities supplied by an individual firms. So market supply curve will be flatter curve. However, your individual supply curve will be quite steeper than your market supply curve. So this completes your first portion of supply chapter. Go through the topic, go through from your book and come up with the doubts in your next class. Thank you, students. Have a good day.